Didn't Alice tell you the dinner's ready?
She called us twice. No one seems to want to move to the table.
Did she mention that there's a turkey waiting with all the trimmings? For once, we don't have to eat pizza.
Nobody's hungry.
Who wants to fake their way through saying grace anyway?
Fake their way? What about giving thanks for all our blessings?
Well, as Tracy so clearly pointed out, there really isn't a heck of a lot to be thankful for, Emily.
Alice!
Miss Emily? You're the only one in the house who doesn't bellow, so there must be an emergency?
Yeah, it is. Pack up everything on the table, every scrap of food, all the china, the works.
Why?
Since the family can't be bothered to give thanks for all they have, we're just going to give the dinner away to people who appreciate it.
How is it?
Hey, it's Emily. I brought you some food because I know how you lose track of time when you're painting. Hey. Jason.
I didn't think you'd want her to worry.
No, I know that you probably don't want me to know about this.
No, it's okay. There's cops everywhere. The idea is for me to be hiding out, not having visitors.
Jason, the family's afraid that you're dead. Mom and Dad are grieving. I mean, Grandfather hounded the mayor to drag the river for your body. If I could just tell them that you're all right.
I'm sorry. The more people who know, the greater chance I have of being caught.
Pizza's here.
Oh, yay, it's about time. What kind did you bring?
Hungry. Is that going to be enough? That's...
Oh, God.
What do we have here? Ham and pineapple? Nobody ordered that. Oh, I did that.
This pizza is stone cold.
Probably been around for hours.
Pizza is warm, and if you want to put it in the microwave to heat it up, you can go ahead and do
There's
it.
the plane. Thank goodness. Oh, look at that. 3 pieces of broccoli. They call it vegetarian.
Looks good.
Last is the best.
If you're hoping to get a piece of turkey too late, Emily gave our whole Thanksgiving meal away.
Well, unless you'd like some pizza.
No, thank you. I'd like everybody to know that Laura's had a relapse and is back at Shady Brook.
Oh, my God. Nicholas, I'm so sorry.
Is Lulu okay?
She insisted on going back to the house. I don't know.
We're all very sorry, Nicholas.
Yes, your mother's a fine woman.
I'm sure you wish that you could have spent more time with her.
I do. But we'll have our memories. Unfortunately, that's just not good enough.
Oh, don't answer the phone. It's just more bad news.
It could be the hospital,
Come on.
Edward.
Hello? Yeah, just a second. She's right here.
Well,
So it's for you, Mom.
thank you.
This is Dr. Quartermain.
It's me.
Oh, my God. Oh, are you all right?
I can't say where I am. I wanted you to know that I'm alive, and I'm sorry I worried you. And I hope you have a happy Thanksgiving.
Well, we will now. Now that you've called. Jason would like to wish us all a happy Thanksgiving.
Well, now we can all give thanks. We gather together to ask the Lord's blessing. He chastens and hastens his will to make known. The wicked oppressing now cease from distressing. Sing praises to his name, he forgets not his own.
Emily, do you have a minute?
Yeah, sure. Is everything okay?
Oh, that's Pence. I'm asking you to betray a confidence, but it's for a good cause.
I'm not sure I understand.
Well, I couldn't help noticing that on Thanksgiving, although you were happy to know that Jason was alive, you didn't seem particularly surprised.
I had faith all along that he was going to be all right.
I think it was a little more than faith. I think your Jason's little sister didn't want you to party, and I think he called you and let you know that he was all right. And I think you're the one who had him call the family and reassure them that he was okay.
Where are you going with this guy?
If you're in contact with Jason, I want to talk with him. You don't have to tell me where he is. You don't. I could just speak with him on the phone.
Even if I could, and I'm not saying that's possible, well, why do you need to speak to Jason?
For Lila. And her father. I know that Lorenzo is a complicated and dangerous man. I know that he'll kill to get what he wants, just like Jason.
What? No, Sky, they're nothing alike.
Oh, Emily, please, you're only saying that because you love Jason. When he breaks the law, when he takes a life, you find it to be defensible. On the other hand, I barely know Jason. We have people we love in common, but he certainly doesn't get a free pass from me for the damage he's done.
So what about Alcazar? Does he get a free pass?
No, he doesn't get a free pass from me either. I realize that he had Jason ambushed the night of Luke and Laura's wedding. I know that he wanted to kill Jason and Sam and that computer person. I know that's murder and it's wrong. But Alcazar was wrong, okay? Now he's paying a price. Diego is dead. You know, the violence can either stop or it can escalate. Lorenzo can seek revenge. Jason can retaliate. Or maybe you're right. Maybe Jason will survive. But wouldn't it be better if Lorenzo and Jason stopped hunting each other down like animals? Wouldn't it be better for everyone if there were peace?
Do you think that's what Alcazar wants?
I know that Lorenzo will defend himself if attacked. But if Sonny and Jason leave him alone, I think I can get him to agree to a truce.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey, what are you doing up here?
Well, I'm supposed to be at a board meeting, but I needed some air, so...
Oh, great minds. Gosh, I won't be able to come up here without a coat for much longer. I think the weather's starting to turn.
Yeah.
Grandfather says it's one of the longest, latest Indian summers that we've had in years.
In 25 years.
Oh.
I looked it up. Well, when my mother wanted to get remarried, I wanted to make sure that they weren't saying their vows in a blizzard, so I went online, and the prediction was the weather would hold.
Which it did.
It did.
Yeah.
Yeah, November, 25 years ago was the last time it was this warm, this long. 1981. The first time Laura married Luke.
Must be fate.
Yeah. Or gift from the gods. Greek mythology is full of those things. Something wonderful with something sad underneath. Yeah. Like the first time my mother married Luke. She disappeared a few months later, kidnapped by my family, forced to marry my father, gave birth to me, remember?
You always say that like you're to blame somehow. Laura doesn't blame you. She loves you.
At least she had a few months of happiness then. This time she didn't even get a few days. By the time she was saying her vows, she was already slipping away. Tell by the way Robin was acting that there was something not right with my mother's recovery. You know, Luke just, he had no right, you know? He wasn't even her husband at the time she was given the medication. He's not her husband now.
I'm so sorry.
You know, I don't know why. I could sense that he was withholding information. And when I went to get her to walk down the aisle, I could tell that something was off. I could tell that she was losing time.
What could you have done, Nicholas? I mean, gone downstairs to confront Luke, caused a big fight that would have
I know. I don't understand why Luke can do whatever the hell he wants. You know, he can hurt anyone and everyone, from Lulu to Lucky to even your Aunt Tracy. All in the name of what? His great love for Laura? I mean, look where that's gotten her. She's back in her room, staring at a wall. And if any part of her can still think or remember anything, she's sitting there believing that she's Luke's wife, and she's not. So in the end, he just plain lied to her.
Hey. This is contact information for Dr. Legrassi in France.
Dr. Legrassi, the man who gave the world LS-49. You guys should write him a letter of gratitude make a donation to his clinic.
Nicholas, Luke went to see Dr. Lugrassi to learn about his research.
I know. And if I hear that Luke struggled with the decision to bring my mother back, it'll help me make peace with the situation. I know.
If you had gone to France and spoken to Dr. Lugrassi and he had given you the same options that he gave Luke, what would you have chosen?
I don't know. I mean, with Lulu struggling to get past the abortion, Lucky's addiction, we would have needed our mother. And she would want to be there. That much I do believe. And Luke, he was just giving Laura what she said she wanted, and that was to be remarried. How could he refuse that? How could he explain, knowing that she only had a month left, that he was married to Tracy? So Luke did what Luke does. He didn't explain. He just did what he wanted.
He did what Laura wanted. Who cares if the marriage wasn't legal? He made her happy.
Yeah. But you know what surprised me most about the wedding? When the wedding photographer was taking our photograph, Luke just put his arm around me like it was the most natural thing in the world. And I remember I looked up at Laura. She was watching us. And I could see all the love on her face. He gave her that. He did. He laid down all the hate and all the grudges, and you know, what's the point of me picking them up again? Maybe I owe it to my mother to accept Luke for all his flaws and just give him the benefit of the doubt like she did. Yeah. I don't know, maybe that's what I take from getting her back, that one moment, that one picture of that love on her face. Something wonderful with something sad underneath. A gift from the gods.
Nicholas! Nicholas! Hi.
What inspires you to come see me?
You didn't invite me to dinner?
No, I was just about to go out for a ride before it got too dark. Yeah, that isn't to say that I'm not glad to see you.
But we've been set up. Again.
I am so sorry. I thought Alfred had given up his matchmaking habits.
Well, at least we know he's feeling better, right? And that things are getting back to normal. Alfred luring me out here under false pretenses, you apologizing for something that isn't even your fault.
Yeah. Today's different, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it would have been our second wedding anniversary.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you remembered with everything that happened with Laura.
Yeah, well, I think my mother would want me to remember this day instead of grieving for her.
I have such wonderful memories of that day. It was perfect.
Yeah.
You know, even with all the horrible things that were happening around us.
Yeah. Yeah, me going off to prison.
That's all kind of faded with time, but I distinctly remember all of the smiles and the good wishes from our friends and family. You know? Yeah. Watching you put the ring on my finger saying your wedding vows.
Yeah. Yeah, I can still see you walking down that aisle at the Queen of Angels. You were beautiful. Yeah. That's the picture I'll always hold in my heart anyway.
Yeah, it was a wonderful day.
Yeah.
So, consider the anniversary duly noted, and go take Sheba for a ride, and I'll tell Alfred that I won't be staying for dinner. Okay?
Bye.
Bye.
It's probably just jammed here. Okay. I don't believe this.
Alfred? Alfred!
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna hear you all the way up here.
He set this up. Promise me he's out there to make sure it worked.
Alfred, open the door immediately.
I think Alfred wins again. Definitely stranded. I can't believe that Alfred would strand us out here with no provisions.
Well, the whole thing's over the top, if you ask me, even for Alfred.
Yeah, which means that he probably went all out for dinner. Yep. There you go. Oh, that's funny. Oh my God.
I am impressed. Maybe Alfred can find a job as an event planner after I fire him.
Yeah, don't you even think about firing him. I'd much rather see what he packed us for dinner. Here.
Stay away from this door.
Carrot. Raspberries. Sauvignon Blanc. Grilled chicken. How did Alfred know how to pack all my favorites? Huh.
I say we get a little crazy and start with the creme brulee.
There's creme brulee in here? Hold on. Wait a second. How did you know that there was creme brulee in there?
I saw it in there.
Yeah, I guess that would be possible if you had X-ray vision, or if you told Alfred to be sure to include it. You planned this whole thing, didn't you?
It's true. It's true. I wanted to spend what would have been our second anniversary with you. So I asked Alfred to set it up.
So why didn't you just ask me?
Because I was afraid you'd say no.
Why aren't you in the main house looking after young Spencer?
Alfred, even nannies get to take a walk sometimes, and I'm sure I heard Nikolas calling for help.
It's only for dramatic effect. Mr. Cassadine requested I make arrangements to lock himself and Miss Quartermain in the tack room, along with a sturdy white wine and a lovely picnic dinner.
Why would he do that?
To commemorate their second wedding anniversary, he doesn't wish to be disturbed.
Alfred, Nikolas hates it when you play matchmaker.
It's clear you have far more than a professional interest in Mr. Cassadine. However, I doubt that will be a problem very much longer. He will almost certainly reunite with Miss Quartermain, and her first priority will be to find a nanny to replace you.
I was afraid that this day would bring up all the memories of what was wrong with us, all the mistakes we made.
Don't even think about that. Just think about Spencer and the possibility that those bad times made us both stronger. Maybe we had to go through all of that to get to where we are now.
And where are we now, exactly? Are we just friends, or are we more than that?
What do you want us to be?
A long time ago on Valentine's Day, we were driving in a blizzard. You remember? And we talked about the difference between friendship and love. And then we decided to be friends. It was easier. I don't know. Maybe it still is.
But what do you want?
I'm really sorry. I shouldn't have done this.
But you did.
Yeah.
You opened a door and now you can't walk through. Maybe you don't want what you think you wanted. And you know what? That's okay. So let's just finish the picnic, and we'll wait for Alfred to come and get us, and then we can just forget that this ever happened.
I hurt you. I hurt you. That teenage girl I drove home in the snow, my friend, my lover, my wife. I made promises to you that I didn't keep. Why now? Do you think you can trust me? How could you ever risk believing in me again?
Because I love you. Love you, Nicholas. Not some boy I had a crush on in high school or some prince of my dreams. I grew up and I realized that you're no more perfect than I am. But real love doesn't need perfection, thank God. Your real love needs trust and faith and forgiveness. I forgave you a long time ago. I wish you could do the same.
But I failed you. I failed you.
And you hate to fail. It's unacceptable.
No. What's unacceptable is spending the rest of my life pretending that you're just my friend. God, I love you. And I never stop loving you. And I never will.
I know I love you, but maybe I don't know how to show it. I know I need you, but maybe I don't know how to prove it. How to prove my love to you, to be faithful, to be true, to really convince you that I do love you, that I do love you. I know I love you, but maybe
What are you thinking about?
How perfect tonight's been.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna let all the Alfred know.
Yeah, you know what? I think I should go back up to the house right now and tell him how much I appreciate his help.
No. Alfred can wait. Happy anniversary.
You know, it really was thoughtful of Alfred to pack all of my favorite foods. Most men wouldn't put that much time or effort into something like that.
He's quite a guy, that Alfred.
Mm-hmm. His boss isn't bad either. You know, when I came over here tonight, I had no way of knowing that this evening would end like this.
Just the beginning.
Mm-hmm. I hope so.
Listen, I don't have any idea what the future may hold. But one thing I know for sure is that I want to spend it with you.
Me too.
I'm so sorry. I had no idea you'd still be down here. I thought you'd be finished by now with the picnic. I came to clean up so Alfred wouldn't have to walk all the way down here. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's fine. It's fine. But if you don't mind, we could still use some privacy.
Of course. I'm sorry again for the intrusion.
That was no accident.
Oh, I think she was just trying to be helpful.
Nicholas, that is always her excuse. What Colleen wants is to help me right out of your life.
But I would never let that happen.
Wait, I realize that you want to give her the benefit of the doubt, but there is no way that Colleen just happened to walk in here.
No, I trust your instincts. I always have. That's why I did some checking of my own.
You did?
I would have told you about it before, but my mother's situation took precedent. I have some interesting information about Colleen. It's in the study. I know you have some concerns about Colleen, so I decided to dig a little deeper.
Wait, Nicholas, we really don't have to do this right now.
I don't mind, it's fine, it's okay. It's right here.
Okay, all right. Well, let me take, what do you have? What is this?
It's information on Colleen's former employers. There's nothing in there that would indicate she had anything to do with either of their deaths.
Wait, are you sure?
Well, the car accident victim had a history of alcohol abuse, several DUIs on his record. The other had extensive medical problems, any of which could have led to the weakening of his heart. And
Wait, so what about the one that went missing?
he was an adrenaline freak. Hang gliding was one of the safer activities he chose to participate in.
No, not on this day. Nicholas, don't you find it the least bit suspicious that Colleen was the last person to see him alive?
I know how it looks, but there's no proof. There's no proof in there that would indicate she was involved with his disappearance.
Okay, I guess my instincts about her have been all wrong.
Well, not entirely. I know you've had reservations about Colleen since the first day you met her. You know, and that's not something I can just ignore. If having her here is a problem for you, I'll just get another nanny.
You obviously trust Colleen.
Well, I don't think she would ever hurt Spencer or me for that matter, despite my grandmother's best efforts to convince me otherwise.
You think Colleen is lying about Colleen?
I think she looked into Colleen's background and found a perfect scapegoat.
I just find it hard to believe that Helena would ever want you dead.
I'm not the heir anymore. Emily, Spencer is. I've become an impediment to my grandmother's plans to control my son.
If you honestly believe that Helena is responsible for everything that's happening in this house, you know, Alfred, his collapse, the cinch on your saddle being cut, then why consider letting Colleen go?
Because I've noticed how possessive she gets of Spencer and of me whenever you're around. If we're gonna have any kind of future together, I just think it's best that I find another nanny to take care of my son.
It's hard to believe that Christmas is only 3 weeks away.
It's even harder to believe that I'm yet to do anything about it. Spencer's first Christmas, I'm yet to buy him a gift or even a tree for that matter.
Okay, well, if you want, we can go pick out a tree together.
Okay. Only on one condition, though.
What's that? Can I help you decorate it?
Help me enjoy it. Spend the holidays here.
With you.
Yeah. And Spencer. I'd like to ring in the new year together as a family. Oh, I'm not pushing you too hard or anything.
No. It's the perfect way to spend the holidays. Since this is Spencer's first Christmas, I just wanted to make it memorable.
How may I be of assistance?
I was hoping that you would help me decorate. Huh? A few wreaths, you know, maybe some garland.
Consider it done. I'm pleased that you'll be joining us here for the holidays.
I wouldn't miss it. You know, Nikolas went to a lot of trouble tonight to convince me.
I'm afraid you getting locked in the stables was my doing, not Master Nikolas.
You don't have to cover, Alfred. I know stranding us down here was all Nikolas's idea.
About time, if you ask me. Regardless of my personal issues with Colleen, she always seemed devoted to your son.
Well, maybe devotion is what motivates her. You both believe that she had a crush on me, correct?
Yes.
And you know, she walked in on us in the
She walked in on an intimate moment between me and Nikolas in the tack room.
I would guess that upset her greatly.
Maybe she snapped.
And if she happened to overhear us and heard you possibly letting her go, then...
Call the police.
Good evening.
Spencer, here.
Where the hell did you take my son?
I took the baby outside to look at the stars. It's such a lovely night. The sky is so clear. Surely you didn't think that I...
Well, now that the situation has been resolved, I'll return to my duties.
Thank you, Alfred. I called your cell. You didn't pick up.
I left it here. We just went to the end of the bluff. I knew we'd be back in a few minutes.
I would appreciate it if you let someone know when you leave the house with my son.
Of course. I'm sorry I worried you. I thought you'd be busy with Emily all evening.
Emily, do you mind taking him upstairs and getting him ready for bed? I need to have a few minutes with Colleen alone.
Of course.
Thank you.
Taken Spencer for walks before. Why was it a problem tonight? If you're upset that you couldn't reach me, I'll keep my cell phone with me at all times. I'll do whatever you want me to do.
Colleen, this just highlights another issue that I've been putting off dealing with.
What do you mean?
Okay. You've done a wonderful job, Colleen. Spencer's been happy and secure, and he's obviously very fond of you. But he's growing, and his needs, as well as my own, are changing. I don't think this is the best situation for either one of us.
I don't understand.
I'm giving you a month's notice. At the end of the year, I will no longer be needing your services.
Oh, Nikolas. What have I done to make you fire me? This is because my former employers died, but I explained the circumstances surrounding those incidents.
Colleen, that did not factor into my decision. Okay? I confirmed that all three were accidents.
Confirmed? You had someone look into my past?
Colleen, this is strictly about making a change for Spencer. You did nothing wrong.
If I offended you, Nikolas, if you thought I was being too intrusive or being too familiar with you and Emily, I'm sorry.
The truth is, Emily and I have reconciled. And she'll probably be moving back in. And I want her and Spencer to spend more time together so they can start to bond with each other.
I suppose that's understandable.
And Colleen, I appreciate all the care that you've given my son. Okay? You will receive ample severance and high recommendations.
Thank you, Nikolas. I've enjoyed being here.
And we've enjoyed having you. And I'm grateful for all the kindness that you've shown Spencer.
Well, I'm the one who's grateful. Spencer is a special boy, and I'll miss him very much.
We'll miss you as well. I'm sorry, if you'll excuse me while I go say goodnight to Spencer.
Of course.
Well, I was going to have him ask you, but he's asleep, so I guess I'll have to.
Ask me what?
You are cordially invited to come pick out a Christmas tree with me and Spencer at a time of your convenience, of course.
Oh, well, I accept with pleasure.
Good.
What size tree should we get?
Oh, one big enough to touch the ceiling, of course.
Oh my gosh, it's gonna take us all night to hang ornaments.
We're available if you are. What else should we do to celebrate?
I think we should drive through town, look at the holiday lights, sing Christmas carols, buy lots of presents for the kids at the homeless shelter.
Okay.
I've already bought lots of presents for Spencer and you, of course.
You, I swear, you are one of those people who gets more pleasure out of watching other people open their gifts than you do.
We're gonna make this Christmas magical. We're gonna hang wreaths and garlands. We're gonna make eggnog and light candles.
We are?
Yes. And then we're gonna come back here and we're gonna hang stockings.
Yeah. 3 of them this year.
Mm-hmm. And then we're gonna put out cookies for Santa and carrots.
Carrots?
Reindeer.
Carrots?
What are you talking about? Of course. This is Spencer's very first Christmas.
Yeah. And our first Christmas back together.
It's a nice tree. Thank you. Only one problem. It's leaning towards the fireplace.
Yes, I realize that. Thank you. And I'm not too proud to admit that I need help. So
Yeah, well, why don't you let the staff do that like you usually do?
sit back and let everyone else do the work. Where's your holiday spirit, Lucky?
It's a good thing you got me for an uncle.
Yeah. Get over here. I'll hold the tree tight.
Well, why did you get into this whole do-it-yourself thing?
Nicholas, I found the most beautiful decorations for the fireplace. You're gonna have to look at it.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Let me help you with those.
What? Did I miss something?
No, it's just good to see the two of you back together.
Thank you.
So, who's gonna help me with the garlands?
I will as soon as I fix that tree.
Well, wouldn't you two rather be alone?
No, I told you this was a family occasion.
Well, who are you expecting? Grandma, Bobby, Carly with her kids?
I think smaller.
I asked Elizabeth to bring Cam, but she decided to stay home.
Too bad. We tease her about being bossy. But Elizabeth always knew the best place for putting decorations.
Yeah, well, we wanted you here anyway.
Well, good, because this tree is a fire hazard and is about to come crashing down on my nephew any minute.
Yeah, it does look a little bit like the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Okay, let's fix it.
Okay, you know what? Give me a second and tell me when you got it right.
Well, I can't tell. Emily, can you tell?
I don't know
Nicholas
what you
needs
guys
some help
said.
sitting straight.
Yeah, a little. Do you need any help? Hey.
Hey.
Can you hook that on for me, Cameron? Yay! You got it! Good job, buddy. You want to put on another one? How about a snowflake?
See the way Elizabeth's watching Lucky?
Well, don't push it. These things take time.
I know. I just want them to be as happy as we are.
Wow. We are very talented tree trimmers, if I do say so myself.
It's your very first Christmas tree, buddy. What do you think?
Well, he thinks it's a good thing that his Uncle Lucky stopped by, or we have a big mess on the floor.
A lovely tree.
Oh, thank you. Yes, we think so too. Don't we, buddy? Come on.
It's time for Spencer to have his bottle.
Yeah, why don't you bring the bottle out here and we can just feed Spencer ourselves?
Of course.
Okay.
Let's go look at the tree. What do you think? Hey, look over here at the tree. Huh?
Is it nap time?
Yeah, I better get him home. Can you put his jacket on for me?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Here you go, Ken. Well, thanks for coming over and letting me spend time with him. It means a lot to me. Here you go.
He's been asking about you.
Remember how we stayed up all night last year on Christmas Eve putting his tricycle together? Huh?
He rides that thing every single day. He really loves it.
I know I'm not Cam's dad the way I am to ours. But it'll never change how much I love her.
Cameron had a lot of fun today. And so did I. I'm really glad we came. Come on, Monkey.
You ready to go? Bye, everyone. Say goodbye.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Say bye.
Elizabeth? Look where you're standing. I'm sorry. I know it's too soon for you now.
I ain't got a little carried away because Emily and Nikolas are starting over. Like we wanted them to, remember? Anyhow, I know we have a long way to go.
Hey, Lucky. Nikolas could use a hand over there, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks for the save. Yeah, no problem. I think Lucky just got caught up in the spirit of things.
No, he's feeling stronger. I think he's looking forward to the baby.
And speaking of babies, I've got to get this little one home to Graham's. I took another shift tonight.
You did?
Yeah, I signed up for it and I almost forgot, so I gotta go.
Oh, well, hey, listen, do you mind if I go to the hospital with you? I have to pick up a file. I'll just go to the launch with you. Is that all right?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. Hey, Nikolas, I'm gonna go to the hospital just for a second, but I will be right back, okay?
Okay. We'll be here.
Okay.
Come on, buddy. Oof.
See you later.
Bye. Say goodbye.
Well, Spencer, let's just hope you're a lot smoother with women than your uncle.
You said it, I didn't.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but you asked me to bring Spencer's bottle in here.
Oh, yes. Colleen, you can feed him here. Hey.
Hello.
Believe it or not, there's more stuff in the foyer, so.
You know, I think I understand why you invited me over. It's just to haul things around.
The sooner we can decorate this place, the better.
To do a post-op check on her.
I checked on her at 6:18 this morning and again at noon.
Are you calling the woman a liar?
No, I'd call her lonely if the nurses would just take a little time to check on her.
Are you criticizing my staff?
I'm trying to work with you so we can do what's best for the patients.
You know, the only thing that I hate more than a know-it-all intern is an intern who's in love.
Excuse me?
Don't bother trying to deny it. Your mouth is saying all the right words, but your mind is on Mr. Wonderful. Just don't let it interfere with your work.
She's right, you know.
Why is that obvious?
You're glowing with happiness. I take it things are going well for you and Nikolas?
Elizabeth, we had a picnic in the stables, and we talked about everything under the sun. We were open and honest, just like we used to be. Then we ended up in each other's arms.
Okay, too much information, thanks. I'm really glad it's working out for you.
Hey, so listen, we're trimming the Christmas tree at Windermere this afternoon. Lucky's gonna be there. I might, but if you and Cameron could come.
I know you mean well, but I don't know.
Listen, it's Spencer's first Christmas. No pressure, just fun. Cameron could help decorate.
That sounds wonderful, but I'm gonna pass because I just think it'd be a little awkward.
Okay, I understand. But hey, if you change your mind, you're always welcome.
Thanks. And I'm really happy for you and Nikolas. You know, I've been hoping for a long time that the two of you would find your way back together. And now you have.
We